Mr. President, very important documents were signed today. It is well known that it was Azerbaijan that initiated the peace treaty after the victory in the Second Karabakh War. From this perspective, how would you comment on the importance of the documents signed today?
Indeed, I can say that when the Second Karabakh War ended, some sort of a gap, a vacuum appeared in the field of future relations and contacts between Armenia and Azerbaijan. At that time, the OSCE Minsk group, which was still interested in operating, was almost paralyzed. They did not know what to do, because Azerbaijan resolved all issues on its own within the framework of international law. The Karabakh conflict, the Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict, was resolved by military and political means. It was at that time that Azerbaijan laid out its vision of the future. In other words, this gap could not last long. There should be a peace treaty between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and, as you noted, we were the ones who initiated it. After we put forward that initiative, there was still no response from anywhere. Then we put forward the well-known 5 main principles, and we also prepared the text of the peace agreement on this basis. As you may know, after that, the process of negotiations started on our initiative. The process of negotiations was not going very smoothly. The main reason for that was the fact that the Armenian side wanted to include a provision on Karabakh in the peace agreement at the time. However, this is an issue that did not fit into any logic and had no legal or political basis. We tried to explain to the Armenian side that this is our internal issue and that internal issues of any country cannot be included in an intergovernmental agreement. However, despite this, Armenia insisted on that and did not want to back down from its position. You probably remember that after that, Brussels meetings were held on the initiative of the President of the Council of the European Union. However, the fundamental issue did not allow the parties to reach an agreement on this issue. Only after the anti-terrorist operation of 2023 did Armenia have to come to terms with the realities. After that, it is possible to say that an active process of negotiations began. For several months now, the parties have been declaring that all the articles of the peace agreement have been agreed. I do believe that this is a very important and historic issue for the South Caucasus. I am sure that the peace agreement initialed in the White House today has already brought peace to the region. Of course, Armenia also has some homework to do, so to speak. As you may know, the issue of territorial claims against Azerbaijan in their constitution did not allow for the signing of a peace agreement today. But after these changes are made, the peace agreement can be signed at any time. However, when I expressed my opinion on some questions today, I said that if the leaders of Azerbaijan and Armenia agreed to initial this agreement in the White House, then we can consider that a lasting peace has already come to our region. I believe that this is an issue of special importance for Azerbaijan, Armenia, and indeed the entire region. Therefore, today can be considered a historic day, and for this reason too. The steps taken in the development of both US-Azerbaijan bilateral relations and the normalization of Azerbaijan-Armenia relations, the adoption and signing of the joint declaration, and the support and witnessing by the President of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, once again show the importance of this declaration. I also noted at the press conference today that we did this in the #1 capital of the world, in the #1 office of the world, with the participation of the most powerful president of the world. Of course, everyone understands how important this is for our country, for the region, and for the wider geography. We restored justice through war. Now we have put an end to this on the political level.
Şimdi de buna siyasi müstevide nöqtəni də qoyduq.